Roughly 4 days ago, I posted, what if Prime Sanctum 3 is the Council of Heaven? Multiple enemy boss fight? Their devotion to God's will must have been pretty strong to be selected to be on the Council of Heaven and Commander of Gabriel. Thoughts, anyone? To which 43 of you were kind enough to reply and give your thoughts on this subject. So in this, I'm going to be going through your guys' thoughts on what the Prime Sanctum 3 boss and themes might be. So one of the characters people really want to see from online is, in fact, Lucifer Prime. Please note that the photos I'm going to be showing here are just purely concept art made by fans and have not been confirmed by the Ultrakill developers. I just wanted to show them because they look badass and they are pretty cool concepts, and they pertain to this topic. So now, will we see Lucifer Prime? Lucifer is mentioned in the Testament on the level 5S, I only say morning, but this is really the only time he's ever mentioned, so he does in fact exist in the Ultrakill world from what it appears in this Testament, but I've seen multiple people online whenever I was doing a little bit of a deeper dive into this subject that Hakita himself has stated that we will never fight Lucifer or encounter heaven or God. I think this would be awesome to fight Lucifer, but unfortunately, I have a strong feeling we're not going to have something like this. But personally, I'm not going to lose any hope in the chance that we might have Lucifer because I have yet to see this quote from Hakita confirming that Lucifer will never be seen. I'm not going to keep my hopes up, but I'm not going to totally take it off the board at the same time. But if we do, I really hope the character model looks something like this, because the fact that this guy looks kind of like Gabriel, but obviously instead of being white, he has his black, contrasting the dark from the light, I think that would be really cool. And this Prime Soul model would be very badass with its red accents. It appears like blood wings and crown maybe, alongside its divine spear, and even having an upside down cross that also looks like it has some type of holy energy to it, kind of mixing the energies of hell and the heavens together. If we were to see something like this, I would imagine it would be a very formidable enemy, considering it's also in Prime Sanctum 3, and has the powers of both heaven and hell on its side. Lucifer directly betrayed God in the heavens, who had his trust, where he was actually an angel before he was sentenced to his damnation in hell. That's why Lucifer is most likely going to be found in the treachery layer, if he's even in this game at all. Now let's talk about the next one, being Optimus Prime. So the reason... No, I'm just kidding, we're not going to talk about Optimus Prime. Alright, we're going on to the next one. Machines, roll out. Staying on the topic of machines, some of you had the idea of a Prime V2, or Prime Machines. Though I think this is pretty unlikely, being the fact that I would imagine machines in the Ultrakill universe don't have a soul, and the fact that Hakita himself said that V2 really plays no role in the story. He's just kind of there to supply us with more tools for our arsenal. But with this being said, we still have yet to get our yellow arm, so there's no telling where we'll get that from. Maybe he'll have some type of secret level that's a bonus battle where we do fight some type of insane prime machine. Could be very cool. But like I said before, I personally think it's pretty unlikely. Another character you guys think could be found in Prime Sanctum 3 is Prometheus. Prometheus originates from Greek mythology. He was known as a titan that helped create mankind, shape the earth, gave mankind fire, and deceived the gods. Stealing the fire was seen as betrayal by the god, so they chained him down and would send an eagle to eat his liver every day. His liver would regenerate overnight, allowing this to take place for an eternity. Zeus originally took the fire after Prometheus had given it to the people, because he discovered that Prometheus had tricked him into taking a bad sacrifice from the humans instead of taking the good sacrifice. The bad sacrifice being poor quality meat, and the good being the good quality meat from a bull that was sacrificed in the god's honor. In the eyes of the gods, Prometheus had committed two crimes: theft, which would land him in the fraud layer, and betrayal, which would land him in the treachery layer. So him being a candidate in Act 3, and for Prime Sanctum 3, is fairly likely. If we end up seeing him, I think it'll go something along these lines. He'll be foreshadowed in the fraud layer, and then he will actually be imprisoned in his Prime Sanctum in the treachery layer. But there are still some other worthy candidates that you guys brought to my attention. The next three candidates we will discuss coincidentally all suffer the same punishment within the 9th layer of hell. In the story of Dante's Inferno, these three people are Brutus, Cassius, and Judas. Brutus and Cassius were the two responsible for plotting against Caesar, ultimately getting him killed and falling the Roman Empire. And then Judas, being in the center face of Satan, was responsible for the death of Christ and his crucifixion. All three of them suffer the fate of being chewed on and scratched by Satan for an eternity. Now, will any of these three even be in the game? Who knows? Nobody truly knows what Hakita has planned, but we do know that he's taken some inspiration from the tale of Dante's Inferno, even though he hasn't read it himself. If we do end up seeing them in Ultra Kill, I have a feeling we won't be seeing them in the Mouth of Satan or anything along those lines. What I think would be really cool to happen is once we battle our way down to Treachery, the final level is almost like a boss gauntlet, or maybe the final 2 levels kind of work together as a boss gauntlet, to where the first boss we fight being Lucifer, and then after we've battled and defeat Lucifer, Judas, Brutus, and Cassius all come out of him. And then we have to battle them 3. And then toward the very end of Treachery is whenever we battle Gabriel for the 3rd and final time. And then maybe have Prometheus as the prime boss being foreshadowed in the Fraud Lair. That would be a pretty epic conclusion to the game, being that many boss fights and that many iconic notable characters along the way. But let's not get too excited because this is all just purely speculation. And I'm curious as to what you guys are hoping you'll see, or what you guys are hoping the layers will look like, and also who you guys think the Prime Sanctum boss will be. I want to hear your guys' thoughts because I'd like to expand upon this and maybe discuss the themes of each layer on what they might be in a later video. If you guys made it this far into the video, I appreciate you watching it, and I hope I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.